Welcome. This is Majesty Sussex Report, and I'm Antonio. Thank you for spending some of your valuable time here with us. Our topic today is the obsession with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, a mirror of our collective illness. Hope you stick around. Imagine living in a world where your mere existence fuels an entire industry of hate. Every step you take, every word you say or don't say becomes ammunition for obsessive scrutiny. Now imagine you've done absolutely nothing wrong to deserve this. This is the world of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. This is the world that she lives in. And it's a world we need to talk about. You see, this isn't just about one woman. This is about us, about the human mind and how, when left unchecked, it can spiral into something dangerous, obsessive, and frankly, unhealthy. Hate channels dissect Meghan's and Harry's Christmas card photo like it's a CIA file. Radio hosts like Jeremy Kyle use misogynistic slurs, saying Prince Harry is P word whipped. A grown man, Kevin O'Sullivan, claimed just days ago that Harry and Meghan's children, Archie and Lily, don't exist. And then he retracted later. Why? Why are grown adults, many of them in their 50s, 60s, 70s, investing so much energy into tearing down a woman they've never met? The answer lies in psychology, at least the research I've done, trying to explain this. What we're seeing here is a combination of cognitive dissonance, delusional disorder, and symptoms of obsessive compulsive behavior. And we need to talk about it. Cognitive dissonance. This occurs when people hold two conflicting ideas but refuse to reconcile them. Here's the example. On one hand, Meghan is smart, kind, charitable, and accomplished. On the other hand, the media has told them day in, day out that she's manipulative, greedy, and she's the villain. Instead of facing the discomfort of realizing they've been lied to, these people double down on their hate. It's easier to reject the truth than to admit they've been fooled. This is why, no matter how much evidence you provide, charity work, she hasn't said a word about the royal family, Harry's unwavering love, these people cannot accept it. They are trapped in denial. Now, delusional disorder. So it's a condition where individuals hold false beliefs that are resistant to logic or to reason. Here's how it manifests, let's say, in these haters. They believe Prince Harry was forced to marry Meghan because she was pregnant. Now, we know that's not true, but because some tabloid reporter or some blog person decided that is the argument they need to put out there in order to satisfy some kind of weird justification they have in their heads. But they will see that and say, oh, well, that's the answer. They claim Archie and Lily don't exist, despite we all know they exist. And most absurdly, they think Meghan controls Harry's every move as though he's a mindless puppet. These beliefs are not rooted in reality, but they cling to them like gospel. Because we see the same things repeated themselves over and over and over and over. I don't know how many more times can I hear, oh, in the Oprah interview, there were 100 lies. There were 2,000 lies. There was a million lies. Oh, well, she disrespected the queen. Oh, she was so rude. Oh, did you see? Did you see? Did you see what she did there? And they go over and over and over, repeating the same things, even if you show them proof of the contrary. So why? Because delusions give them control. Yep. Delusions give them control. Control over a world they don't understand. Meghan is an easy scapegoat, a target for frustrations they can't name. So everything they will just pile it on to her. She's the Jezebel. Every stereotype, every single prejudice that they can pile onto her to justify the way they feel. And because they don't understand the world presently, they will. Now, let's talk about obsessive compulsive behavior. Not as this is not the harmless, you know, clean freak stereotype, but as an obsession with Meghan that borders on compulsion. Here are some of the symptoms: intrusive thoughts, constant fixation on Meghan and Harry, even when there's no news about them. Compulsive behavior, spending hours analyzing photos, creating conspiracy theories, or leaving negative reviews on projects like the Polo series. Confirmation bias, seeking out hate content that, well, that will reflect what they think already, and rejecting anything positive because it doesn't fit their narrative. These people have built an entire ecosystem around tearing Meghan down. An entire ecosystem. I've never seen this before. Never. And they don't just consume the content, they create it because it feeds their obsession. I mean, I spent some time just looking at some of the things that were being posted, and I read some of it, things that were being said on some of these. But and I am just, I literally stop myself and I think, you were talking about another human being. You were talking about another woman, because many of them are women, a person you've never met, that you don't know. And the things that you're saying, there's evidence to the contrary. But the evidence doesn't fit into your narrative, so you just march ahead. And they all just, and there's thousands of them, and they just feed each other this this hate. Because anyone that truly wants out of any of that, there is ample amount of evidence, proof of the contrary to what these people hold on to as their evidence of Meghan undesirability. What a way to live your life. What a way. Like, that gives you that, you wake up in the morning and that gives you life. It's mind boggling to me. So why Megan? Why not someone else? Here's the hard truth, I think anyways. Megan represents everything that challenges their worldview. Let me repeat that. Megan represents everything that challenges their worldview. She's a biracial black woman. She's intelligent. She's independent and refuses to be silenced. She married into one of the most traditionally white hierarchical institutions in the world, and then chose to leave. And these people cannot fathom that. They cannot fathom. How dare you? How dare you walk over our dreams, our illusions, our fantasy? To some, Megan is a symbol of change, and change is terrifying. Her existence shatters their view, their vision of what women, especially women of color, especially black women, are supposed to be. Let's not forget, like, when they all went looking for informants and to dig up dirt on Megan. Oh, they went looking for what? For what? The black family. The black side, the black side of the family, the African American side, because they're thinking, oh, they're gonna just like sing like a canary. I don't know if you recall this, but you remember Megan's mom, Mama Dory, as we call her, um, with much affection. I recall her saying that they were waving money or asking her how much does she want. She goes, why? That's my daughter you're talking about. My daughter. And what happened, my friends? What happened? The African American side, the black side of the family, stood with dignity and honor. And the white side of the family crumbled like, I'm not going to use any words to describe them. You can use your own. But you know what has been done when her own father sold his daughter as if she was a slave on an auction block. For what? For what? And then these people have the audacity to say, ask Meghan about her father. Ask Meghan about her father. How could I even trust a woman that wouldn't even speak to her father? This is misogyny. Misogynoir, directed specifically at Black women. Meghan isn't hated because of what she's done. She's hated because of what she represents. I said this a long time ago when I started this channel. I said she and Prince Harry are a symbol, and a strong symbol of all things that are possible. They represent hope. They represent a different way of doing things. They represent the dismantling of these institutions because they represent that change, because they represent that equality, equity moving forward, because they represent a different way to reimagine the world where people of color, blacks, minorities, brown, we don't have to abide and live by the institutions that were built by white people in order to keep white people always at the top. We can reimagine those institutions. But there is another culprit in all of this, right? And you folks know exactly what I'm going to say. The media. The media profits from this obsession, from this illness. Hate channels rack up hundreds of thousands of subscribers. TV hosts weaponize misogyny to gain viewers. Algorithms reward outrage because outrage keeps people clicking. Meanwhile, positive Meghan and Harry content struggles to break through. I mean, look at what they've done with the docuseries Pola. They just flooded that website, that IMDb website, with hundreds upon hundreds of just one, and saying falsehoods in their comments. Oh, concerns about animal cruelty. No mention about in the series how much those sports people that play polo have the acute understanding that the horse is a star here. They have the full understanding that that's another athlete. They have the full understanding and connection, relationship with that animal. They fail to even mention that, hey, the players change horses all the time. If they sense the horse is getting tired, or they'll change the horse. They care about their horse because without the horse, there's not a game. Without the horse, there's no winning. It's just amazes me how much our social environment, our media, our social media, these technologies that were supposed to bring us closer together, that were supposed to make a better world, instead we've designed it to actually make the lives of very few people great, rich, and the rest of us isolated with a million complexes and hating ourselves. Because at the end of the day, they think that the truth doesn't sell as well as hate. And kindness isn't as viral as cruelty. It's gone mad. We've put the mentally insane, the ones that are void of any kind of empathy, care for the fellow human being, we've put them in charge to design these things. Let's not forget that there are real people at the center of this storm. Real people, my friends. Meghan and Harry have endured relentless harassment. Projects like the Polo series, as I said before, has faced basically sabotage. It's sabotage. But here's what's remarkable. Meghan has remained silent on anything concerning all of the royal family, and any of it. Everything you read or you hear about Meghan is stuff that they have invented. And it goes into a cycle. One of these royal voters, or someone, works for a newspaper or a magazine, they decide to write an article. Let's go with the whole thing about the bullying, right? That was long gone, rested, put a stamp on it, and we're done with that nonsense. Now to work for whatever they have planned, they go to their associate and they say, "Hey, can you bring this up in your magazine?" So they put someone to write the article, and of course, oh, a former employee, anonymous source. We can't discuss. Listen, when it comes to Meghan and Harry and anything in their world, the minute you say anonymous source told us, bye bye. Bye, Felicia. Goodbye. Because if you are not willing to put your name, but you're going to talk ill of these two people, I have no respect for you. None. And none of us should. If you have a problem with them, show your face, say your name, and say, I have a problem with them. Here is my experience. This is what's happened to me. Come forth. But no, all of this is in the shadows. And these crazy people who just need anything at all that comes out from the darkness of the pit holes of hell, they latch onto it. And they carry on as if they were not talking about a real human being, because for the last 7 to 8 years, they have stripped this woman of her humanity. Now, let me make this very clear. They have. Because it's the only way they can say and do the things they say and do. But by doing that, they have stripped away theirs also. And have planted in themselves the seed that will rot them from the inside. Meghan has remained silent on any of this. Harry remains devoted. Together they continue their work supporting mental health advocacy, advocating for digital safety, uplifting marginalized communities, the Invictus Games. While all these critics, all these people, they have to say everything's a failure. Remember when they said, "Oh, Invictus Game is a failure, it's failing." Harry, they said it's a failure, it's a failure. And then when there were people who were brave enough to say, "Hang on a second here. No. This is wounded soldiers, and what Invictus Games is doing for us. It's saving our lives. You that's not allowed. You don't be coming for the Invictus Games." And they've backed off. Then they came back with, "Well, Harry has to step down from the Invictus Games. He has to step down." No, he wasn't the founder. What are you talking about? It was the royal trust of the royal, of the institution, of the gardener, of the guarantor. Oh, shut up. They twist themselves in lies in order to hate. Can you believe that? Who raised these people? Who raised them? They behave like swine rolled in manure. Their blindness and hatred is, for lack of a better word, amusing. While the haters scream into the void, Meghan and Harry focus on doing good. And that's what enrages these people the most. Meghan strives despite their best efforts to destroy her. And they'll continue. Every little thing they'll say, "Oh, this failed, that failed. Oh, they're all failures. Yeah. Every business they've tried has failed." Continue. Right now they said, "Oh, Spare is a failure. That it's a failure. Look. It's this, it's that. People are all this nonsense." But they don't give you the context of anything, do they? This is bigger than Meghan, to be quite honest. What does it say about us as a society that so many people are consumed by hate? When you spend your days tearing down a woman who has done nothing to you, what does that do to your soul? If you find yourself obsessing over Meghan's children, and their titles, obsessing over whether Harry is wearing a hat or he's in New York without his wife. The problem isn't Meghan or Harry. The problem is you. It's you. You know, this phenomena of what has happened to that CEO of that insurance company, and universally, people have, don't want to say cheered, but people have felt as if justice was done. Isn't that so tragic and sad that this is where we are? But you see, large institutions, businesses, countries around the world has given businesses status of person. And many businesses have more rights than us, persons. And the only goal of business is to make more money at every and any cost, is to make more money year after year after year. We have become a population of people that are walking around exhausted, tired, afraid. We don't know what has happened to us. We are more and more isolated. People are more and more stabbing others in the back. You don't know who's really a friend. We have seminars telling you, well, when you, in your work environment, do not share anything with anyone. Do not tell them anything. Do not look out for the person who this, that. So you're in constant vigilance. And we all have become victims of it. But these people couldn't find another outlet that was healthier for them. See, the easy way is to allow your spirit, your soul, your being to be attracted by hate. You see, hate is a very strong sentiment and feeling. It justifies everything you want to justify. And you don't want to do the work to be better, to get better, to heal. To heal. No. And that is where we are. Because you can understand where people are celebrating that someone got unalived. Because this person is the representation of everything that is wrong with our society, the greed in our society. When I was younger, I never understood. They would say in the news, XYZ company is letting go of 10,000 workers. And I'm thinking, wow, that's a lot of people are losing their jobs. I wonder what happened. And then you find out that last year or the last few years, the company is always, let's make it simple for me. Okay. Year one, they made $1 million. Year two, they made, in profits, 2 million. Following year, they made 5. Following year, they made 10. Following year, they made 20. So every year they've been making more money, more money, more money, more money, more money. Now, this year, they still made profit. Last year they made 20, but this year they made 19. That's a failure. That's a failure. You still made profits, $19 million, but that's a failure. So that million is going to be justified in people's lives, people's well being, people's work to make up because you didn't make 20 million again this year or 21. So people lose their livelihood. This is a society we live in. I never understood that. Like, how much more can you squeeze out of people? How much more profits do you need to make? When I hear someone has or is worth $1 trillion or $200 billion, and I think, what? I understand wealth. I get it. But where is your humanity in all of that? Where is your desire? And I'm not talking about, oh, well, I do contribute. I give to charity. I'm always giving to charity. I give last year $500,000 to charity. Oh, okay. So the fancy dinners and the balls and the events and the this and the that you had to be entertained in order for you to give some money. Why? We have these men, because they're mostly men, with so much money. I watched a clip the other day, and I'm not going to do it justice because it just came to my mind, and I always mess these things up. But I think it's a sort of I think the series is about um, angels and sort of biblical angels, the demons and so on, and they are among us doing their jobs, and whoever's in charge of whoever has to go blah blah blah, right? And this incarnation of the, well, I don't know what she was, and she's saying to another person, she goes, every problem, and I'm paraphrasing here, every problem that Earth has, that humanity has, can be solved. Can be solved with this thing you call money. There's an abundance of money. Everything, every problem that humanity has can be solved. And the whole punchline was, you know it and you don't do it. Every problem can be solved. Well, I guess I have to wrap this up. I just want to say, like, again, when you find yourself obsessing over someone you don't know, justifying the things you're doing, the hatred, that's where you should know that you're broken and you need to heal. And healing will only begin once you recognize that hate is an illness. It festers with you. It blinds you from the truth. And it steals you joy, happiness. coming soon to a theater near you. This movie will make you wonder why. Why? But why? It has everything: intrigue, romance, stupidity. Coming soon, The Prince and the Spy to a theater near you. Coming soon, The Prince and the Spy. Who romanced who? Who said what to who? And who did what to who? This movie will have you laughing, crying, and by the end of it, the only words you'll be able to say is why.
Myself and my colleagues rightly condemn personal ad hominem attacks on other people. Where possible, we seek to play the ball, not the man, or in this case, the woman. Woko Mono Meghan Markle. Woko Mono herself, Meghan Markle. Woko Mono Meghan Markle. A scheming, cynical, money-grabbing grifter. This indulgent pair of crybabies. Woko Mono keeps on moaning. Woko Mono. Yoko Mono. Meghan Markle. I think meeting this troublemaking upstart was the worst thing that ever happened to Harry. The Duke and Duchess of self-pity, this entitled self-indulgent pair, this man and his, in my view, narcissistic wife, who will stop at nothing to pursue her own self-interest. Self-absorbed numpties, self-absorbed narcissists, these spineless amphibians. Frankly, I'd rather be chained to a radiator than chained to this shallow, duplicitous TV actress.
Ves Yakamomo, Takatoto, Lakatoto, Leletototo. There's Baby Man. Has been fired. Okay, so it seems like when they fall, they all fall pretty quickly. My insider sources, who I cannot name, who are very close to this news, who knew that this was going to happen, who also works at the establishment in question, have told me in confidence that the lady is gone. The lady has been let go. The lady has been fired. The lady, arrivederci, goodbye. Now, my sources tell me, now this part of the information came in Swahili, and I don't speak Swahili, nor do I read Swahili. So I'm not sure whether Edmund Holmes is still gonna sit on the seat, or his seat is gonna be taken away too. But my sources are telling me that the seat is there, but he is not. I don't know what that means. I really don't. Also, in this spectacular news, it just seems like the Australia press is getting shady. What is this all about? And I'm calling it now. The Nobel Peace Prize is going to. And the winner is the Sussex's Christmas holiday card. Folks, like, really, honestly, I was so happy to see the card and realize the center image, and I went, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I just looked at it, I got really happy, and I went, oh, look at them, they're growing so quickly, like children usually do. And I then just thought, oh, I'm so happy, just so happy. and that was it. And I'm a person who is big on Meghan and Harry and what they stand for and all of that. I appreciated the gesture of including their two beautiful kids in the holiday Christmas card. And I appreciated also that they shot it from behind. Now, the interesting thing to me is for the people who say they don't care about the Sussexes, for these haters, these derangers, these people who day in and day out obsessed over Meghan and Harry, and particularly with Meghan, that they go out of their way to invent stories of fantasy, that they go out of their way to freeze the frame of a video or picture taken at a certain angle. Then they go and manipulate it, and then they post it and say, "Oh, you see, we told you this. Oh, you see." they, they've gone completely bonkers. There are people analyzing the picture to the nth degree. Listen, you idiots. If the international press, if Getty Images and all the other ones haven't said anything, because if there was any manipulation or anything like that, they would have said it already. If they haven't said anything, the picture is fine. The photo is fine. You see, there's a lot of, what's that word again? Projecting. Yeah, projecting. You folks project everything. Some of your posts, like everything that that other couple, the heir, the future king, and well, the queen, future queen. Go take care of them. Go see what they're doing. Talk about them. You can't survive without talking about Harry and Meghan. For so many of you that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, your income now depends on you bashing Harry and Meghan. You shouldn't care about any of this. But oh my, expert. We got an expert in photography. We got an expert in how the way the jeans fold and twist. We've got an expert on the psychology of the dog. So we've got an expert. Oh, this is the pathway of the Santa Rita Cataputa, and this picture was taken separately, obviously. And who greets their children like this? Who does? It's like they don't even know their children. They don't live together at all. You morons. If you... you know what? I just had an aha moment. You all grew up in unhappy families, didn't you? Didn't you? Nothing against people who've grown up in unhappy families that have done work, done the work and are better people today. You see, you folks have not done the work to be better people today. So you don't know what it is like to, even when your parents are just gone for a couple of hours, when you see them come home, you run to them and you hug them. Or you don't know what it feels like for a parent, even gone an hour or less or more. And when they come back, they've missed their kids, even an hour, because they love them so much. You don't know what that feels like, and I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you because if you had done the work to heal that wounded child within you, you would look at that photo, that image, and the first thing you would have done was to smile and then think, oh, to be a child again and to be loved like that. That is what you would have done. But instead, your evil heart and rotten soul, because you haven't done the work to heal your wounded child, just came up with these fantastical theories. Oh, may God help you all. You folks, just stop it. Stop it. It's really disgusting. It's disgusting when you have to have the Daily Fail tell you all that you're disgusting, tell you all that you're sick. Can you imagine the Daily Fail has to tell you folks that you are nuts, that you're Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? And the other thing too about the ginger here and the this and the that, listen, anyone who is not biracial or multiracial, sit down and shut that off. Okay? Sit down and shut that off. Sit down. Because you see, us biracial, multiracial people, we know how genes work. We know genes does this like interesting thing, right? In my own family, same mother, same father. One of my cousins, the guy is dark, 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 dark. As we used to say to him, we're like, "You look like you're from Sri Lanka." Like he really did. Like a dark skinned Sri Lankan guy, straight here. His brother, when his brother was born, white kid, white, like these like light brown color eyes and curly hair. But you see, in both my cousin and her husband, a couple of generations back, there's white people. So it happens. It happens. Sometimes you'll have members of the same family look very differently. So if you're not mixed race or multicultural and you have different, or you don't know anything about it, sit down, shut up, stop talking about it. Okay? Okay. So that's that. And last but not least, and least but not last, there's a wonderful video from the government of Colombia that included the Duke and Duchess of Sussex during their visit and that wonderful time when they were just showing off their merengue moves. And the video basically talks about um, how much tourism has increased in the country and the regions where they're seeing a lot more visitors come to Colombia. And I love the part of the video. There's a guy that he's like, "What is happening in Colombia? Why are people going to Colombia?" He's like, "What are they giving away things? Are they giving away bags? What are they giving away? Someone tell me what's happening in Colombia." I'll tell you what's happening in Colombia. It's a great place to go to, a great place to visit. Wonderful people, great food. And as long as you're not an idiot, you'll have a great time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you. I do hope that you will show up at the Christmas special, holiday special that is happening tomorrow. And it's called So This is Christmas. It will either be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. I appreciate you. Until we speak again, take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to your loved ones. And also to that stranger that may cross your path. Ciao.